Okay. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michael Cesare Santa, and I am here with you. Accordance with titles, today we are roasting here Mufassil the Mentals. And now, here is the point that why I have roasted. I want to roast the Mufassil the Mentals. Here is the significant moments. And here, and now, I am going to show you that what is the reasons. And now reason is the significant dangerous moments that nobody want to tolerate the Mufassil fundamentals. Okay? Now here we can see this points what is going on. Okay. Well, wait a moment. In this cases, here today we are in the commentary of what's the match between Argentina versus Switzerland. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Well. And here we can see what is the Mufassil the mentals contents. The contents title name is A Message to Argentine Fans, and source is YouTube Israel. Okay. And now let's check it what is the commentary match. Here we can see the commentary match. We can see Argentina score 1 and Switzerland score 0. And here we can see Switzerland contains potentials in the what is 90 subtract by 34, that is 60 subtract by 4, that is 56. In 56 here Switzerland contains the significant in 55 Switzerland contains the significant potentiality to win the match. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Well, what's going on? Now here we can see the points. Well, now here is the points about the Mufassil fundamentals. Well, first points here we can see. Well, now here I would read this privately and I would say you. Here, first word in 1 second, it is was states that here in Bangladesh, here Bangladesh is covered by the foreign calendars, and there are no calendars to be. There are no flags to be foreign flags that are in Bangladesh. Okay. Now here. Several foreign countries contains no diplomatic relations with Bangladesh. That is the statements of Mufassil the mentals. And now let's take it the moments. Okay. Now here we can see this is the points. Mostly there is the two flags foreign to be foreign flags in Bangladesh, and one is Argentina and another is Switzerland. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Well, now let's take it the moment. What is the false information that provided to us by Mufassil the mentals? According with Mufassil the mentals, here maximum foreign flags contains no diplomatic relation with Bangladesh. Mostly here was in two foreign flags from the starting of the FIFA match, World Cup match. The first is Argentina and the second is Brazil. And now, Mufassil the mental trying to state that here Argentina contains no diplomatic relations with Bangladesh. Now here we can see the points. Now as in Bangladesh, what is our state reactions about the Mufassil the mental statements? Here we can see we can be angry on the Mufassil the mentals because what is the moment? Here we contest the Argentina embassy in Dhaka And here we can see this the points. The Argentine foreign ministers somehow contest the diplomatic statement that here, as of the records, uh, Argentines contest happiness when they could see their Bangladeshi supporters. Okay, and now you can see the points. Well, now let's back to the commentaries. Here we can see here both of Argentina and Switzerland contest the potentially to win the match, and here we can see the points. And but surprisingly, here we could see both of them waste their potentiality to win the match. And now, how could I see here? Let's check at the moments. Okay, and now we can see the points. Now let's check it. Well, here we could see this the points. Alexis McAllister scored 1 goal for Argentina in 10 minutes. Okay. Now we can see the points in 39 minutes. Here we can. What is the points that Argentina waste their potentialities? Here we can see this moments. Okay. Now what is here? Now here is my points. What is Lionel Messi's potentiality? Lionel Messi's velocity is 275,000 kilometers per second to contest goals, and we believe that every Argentine player contests here average velocity to be 275,000 kilometers per second. And now here, that is the points. What's going on? Now we can see those points. Well, football is ground contains here the length of 110 meters, and here areas would be wide would be 80 meters. Now let's check at the points. And now, what is the reaction times of football striker to contest goals? In this cases, here scoring goal reaction time would be 4 multiplied by 10 to the power second. I apologize. 4 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 7 seconds. Well, 4 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 7 seconds, and that is the momentum at the points. And in these cases, now what is the meaning of that? Here the meaning is significant. It contains the significant meanings. And now let's check at the moments. And here I would discuss that what was the potentiality of Argentina. Argentine footballers is wasting. And now let's check at the moments. Well, here we could see in this cases, well, it is almost 41. Here we can see this is 41 minutes. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. What about the here 41 minutes multiplied by 60 seconds? Well, that can be here divided by what? 7, and that well, that can be multiplied by what? Here we can see 1 multiplied by 10 to the power 7. Well, now here we can see these moments. What is that? Well, in these points, Argentine contains and potentiality to score 3.6 billion goals. Oh, that means what is the meaning of that? We could see here that is the notifiers. In that case, Argentine contains and potentiality that they contains score to be here 3,600,000,000 goals And here, in that cases, what is the potentiality for Argentina? Here, Argentina's potentiality was that here a score would be about 3.6 billion is to 0 goals. Well, Argentine 3.6 billion, Switzerland 0. That is the potentiality of Argentina. But now, in these cases, how Argentine footballers waste their potentialities? Well, here we can see this one. Their first goals contents here has been scored in the first 10 minutes. First 9 minutes there was a no score in Argentine sides. Well, Argentina scored one goals in the first 10 minutes, and now let's check the ones. Well, in this cases, let's 35 the rest 35 minutes of the first half. Well, Argentina did not score any goals, and now that is the significant moments at the points. And in these cases, when we South Asians, the supporters of Argentine footballs, they are being frustrated that why Argentina did not score any 100 goals in first 45 minutes. Where in first 45 minutes, here Argentina contests the potentiality. In first 41 minutes, Argentina contests the potentiality to score 3.6 billion goals. And now, let's take the ones. On the other hand, here I would state that what is the potentiality of Swiss footballers? They are wasting. And now, let's take the moments. Well, and here we can see the small points. It is the significant times. They would be here some countries at the times. Well, it is here 45 minutes. Now 45 minutes has been over. Well, now let's take it about Swiss footballers at some moments. Okay. Now we can see who is strikers? Brett Ambolo. Is blacks. It is almost Bangladeshi. Well, okay. Now it is wingers. Digibril Slaw. Well, and Fabian Raiders, and here Dan Nedoles. Wow, very nice football strikers, and they could contents. And now let's take it the moments. Now, what is the moment about the points? Well. Now, here we can see Swiss footballers contest the velocity to be here 275,000 kilometers per second. And now, in this cases, what is their reaction times? In the moment the points, your reaction times would be the clear-cut points moments as the reaction times. Well, would be 4 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 7 seconds. And now, let's check the points. What about the first 45 minutes? Well, 45 multiplied by 60, and that can be multiplied by, well, 7 on my other knife. Here I am making a mistakes. So I could contest the points 45 multiplied by 60. Well, that can be multiplied by here 10 to the power 7. That can be here divided by what? That can be divided by 4. Okay. Now let's check the points. what is the potentiality of the Swiss footballers? In that cases, the potentiality is that they could score well 6.75 billion goals against the Argentina. And what would be the matters when they can contest the 100% potentialities? In that cases, here we could see well here score would be Switzerland 6.75 billion, Argentina once. That is the moments here we could notify Switzerland contest the potentiality to score it. But now, in 45 minutes, now we can see in 45 minutes, Switzerland could score no goals. And that is the significant moments about the Argentina. It is the last commentary of the match between Argentina versus Switzerland. And now we are going to see the next 45 minutes or next 75 minutes. Okay. And now let's check out the moments. In these cases, here is the significant points. Now let's coming to the points. Okay. Now here we can see. Now here we can see the points. Accordance with Mufassil fundamentals, the Mufassil Argentines contest no diplomatic relations with Bangladesh. Now here we can see every Bangladeshis would be angry on Mufassil fundamentals because if Bangladesh contests no diplomatic relations with Argentina, Bangladeshi are crazy that they would support Argentina. That is the significant point. Well, now secondly, here we can see what about the today's match. Accordance with Mufassil fundamentals, here Switzerland contests no diplomatic relations with Bangladesh. Now, here irony is that here Bangladesh contests no diplomatic relations with Switzerland, but still here several Bangladeshi politicians contest here their wealth of billion United States dollars in where? In the Bank of Switzerland. That is addressed as a Swiss bank. And now we can see the funds. Several Bangladeshis black monies are stored in Switzerland. But according with Mufassil Islam, the Mufassil fundamentals, here Bangladesh contains no diplomatic relations with Switzerland. Now here is the moment. It is the points here. Every Bangladeshi would be angry on the Mufassil fundamentals. And now, probably after these videos, here we can see the Mufassil fundamentals cannot go outside in the purpose of the works because Mufassil fundamentals contains probably 40 Argentine fans as her neighborhoods and 60 Swiss fans as her neighborhood. As a families, we can see the points. Now let's check in the moments. And here we can see the times, and here that is the points to be noticed. Okay. Now we can see this. Okay. Blind support is in accordance with Mufassil Islam states that blind support is in clears in where in Bangladesh. Even here, when Brazil lost to Norway, here one Bangladeshi to be Brazil supporter of Brazil is dead in the cause of the heart attacks. Okay. And when Argentina got the victories, here in several areas there was a victory roads, and here we can see the victory March. We could notify. Okay. Now, it is the craziness accordance with Mufassil the mentals. Okay. But when this craziness in London, the capital city of England, that is normal to Mufassil the mental, but in the similar craziness in Bangladesh, it is the extreme craziness. Okay. Now here we can see, well, now we can, accordance with the statement of Mufassil the mentals, here we can see the points. Well, if any foreign football team got a victory in the football match of FIFA World Cup, well, what is the effect on your families? Well, and here is Mufassil's questions, Mufassil the mental's questions. Now let's check the questions. Your father is in the following foreign countries that you are the supporters of her. Well, are you born in the foreign countries that you supporter of the foreign countries? Well, are you a citizen of the foreign countries that you are supporting the foreign countries? Well, are you the father-in-law of the foreign footballers that you support the foreign countries? Well, that is the it is the mental questions. And now let's check it the ones. And the last question is, well, it is any effect on Lionel Messi if you have doubts when you are the supporters of Argentina? Okay. Now let's check it the points. Here we can see what is the moments of Mufassil the mentals. According to the statement of Mufassil the mentals, here we can she says that she personally support the England football team because she is a dual citizen. She is British and she contains the ethical reason to support England. Oh my Adonai. Now here we can see the points. And now, well, here are the personal moments. Okay. Now we can see the points of in 2020, in the calendar of 2020s. Well, if we pay Facebook to collect the data of the boba groups in 2020s, here we can know that what is your statements in the chat accordance with the chats in WhatsApp groups. But in boba WhatsApp groups, you state that here we can see England, the King of England, Charles III, conducts the most luxurious life when the Saudi King, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman conducts a normal life. That is the statement of Mufassil the mentals that is recorded in disband WhatsApp boba groups. Okay. Boba means here the voice of Bengali associations. That was said by Mufassil the mentals. And now let's check the moments. What's going on? In 2023, when here Lara, the illegitimate girls, left the groups, here I am the women who support Mufassil the mentals against the Lara, the illegitimate women. Okay. Now in this following channels, you could see the 3 videos. Okay. Now let's take up the moments. And now here we can see the in this disband WhatsApp group, boba WhatsApp groups. Here Mufassil the mental say the significant negative points about MI6. Mufassil the mental state the significant negative points about the King of England Charles III. Even well, her free speaking groups in response, she counters the negative statements about the Israel. Even she counters the negative statements about the patriotic MI6 and the patriotic government of England, where the patriotic government was the government of England under Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and here MI6 where director was Richard Moore. Okay, now we can see this one. So, well, for July 4, 2024, when Keir Starmer became the Prime Minister of England, suddenly Mufassil the mental start to support the government of England, and now we do not know why, but now suddenly we can see the patterns. The first pattern is Mufassil the mental started to praise their Islamic rulers of India, when the Islamic rulers of India was a criminal in the medieval India. Okay, and now if we can see it is the discussion with another channels, and now let's check at the moments. In the following channels, you condense the several live streams to watch that we are roasting Mufassil Islam several times because Mufassil Islam was supporting the pro-Palestine government of England, where pro-Palestine community was a threat against the sovereignty of England. And here we can see the points. When Blaise Matroli became the director of England, Mufassil the mental did not try to the simple criticize against Blaise Matroli. On the other hand, when you can see me in the another channels, I content I content almost 4 episodes podcast only to roast Blaise Matroli. Okay, now we can see Blaise Matroli is a Russian spy to be director of MI6, where MI6 is Foreign Intelligence Agency of England. Okay, now who is the Mufassil the mental's favorite local government minister of England and ordinary Bangladeshi? Who was the health minister of England to be favorite of Mufassil the mental, an ordinary Bangladeshi woman? And who was the corruption minister of England to be favorite of Mufassil the mentals? Well, the princess of Bangladeshi Prime Minister dynasty, or we can see the princess of father of Bangladeshi nations dynasty. And now that is the significant moment. But irony is that now 2 days when the match is between Argentina versus Switzerland, Mufassil the mental states that he support England for the ethical reasons, where I could not see any ethical reasons, but I saw no reasons to support England ethically for in the present of 2026. And I personally support England only because of Isaac Newton and Stephen Hawking. Well, I did not support England because of watching Keir Starmer and watching the Blaise Matrolis. Well, in the third standards, I read about here Isaac Newton's. Hence, I started to support England at my age to be third standard students in schools. When that was the calendar of 2004. Okay. And when Mufassil the mental start to support England, that is this 2024. When England condemns the traitor governments, I mean anti-national governments. Okay, now 10 minutes is over. Well, now what is the third countries? Well, we can see, let's take the moments. Who is the third choice of Mufassil the Mentals? Here we can see these moments. The third choice of Mufassil the Mental is here. Well, Mufassil the Mental's third choice is Muslim countries in FIFA World Cups. And because Mufassil the Mentals believe that Muslim countries can be progressive in the FIFA World Cup 2026. Well, now what is the statement of Mufassil the Mentals? Here, Egypt is one of the Muslim countries. Egypt plays well. Well, Egypt has been victim of the corruption in the match against Argentina. Okay. Now let's check it about the Mufassil the Mentals. And we can see the partiality of referee and corruption has been clear to Mufassil the Mentals. Okay. Now, her question is that why we still support Argentina. Now, here is the moments. Okay, now here we can see. And now, let's check at the moments. Well, here is the second. It is half times is here. That is the between Argentina versus Switzerland. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Well, here we could see. Well, now here is my case, personal case about the Egypt. Okay. Now we can see these points. What was happening in Egypt? The match between Egypt versus Argentina. Okay. Now we can see. Let's come into the summary. Well, we can see these points. Egypt contains first goal. Egypt scored first goal in here. First half time, first 15 minutes, and Egypt contains second goal in 67 minutes. And on the other hand, Argentina contains the first goal in 79 minutes. Okay. Now let's check at the points. What was happening in the moments? Now let's check at the moments at the points. Egypt contains 4 yellow cards. Well, now let's check it. What was the dangerous points? Well, in this statistic here, Egypt contains no offside where, well, as a public statistics here, Argentine contains 3 offsides. Now let's check the moments. And here we can see this is the moments. Now, well, here is the points that would be notified. Okay, now when we can discuss at the moments, what is 110 minutes per second at the stands. Well, when Egyptian footballers' highest velocity is 110 meter per second, Argentine footballers' lowest velocity was 275,000 kilometer per second. And here we can see the spots. In that cases, that is the significant journeys. But still, here surprisingly is first 80 minutes. Now, here the first 80 minutes, Argentina has been beaten 2 goals by Egypt. Well, in the first 80 minutes, officially Argentine footballers could not score any goals. But what is the unofficial, we do not know. As the unofficial ways, we could notify, Argentine scored 3 goals in first 80 minutes, but in that stance, 3 goals has been declared as an offside and deducted from the score of Argentina. And in these cases, here we could notify Argentina tried to get a victory against Egypt in the first 80 minutes. And we can see this points. In first 80 minutes, their first 3 goals has been rejected by referee. Well, and now we can say but in that times, referee was good accordance with Mufassil the mentals. What is the reasons? The reasons was here who was opponent of Argentina. In the round of 16, the opponent of Argentina was Egypt. Hence, here we could see the opponent of Argentina was Egypt in round of 16, when Egypt is leading 2-0 goals against Argentina in first 80 minutes. Here referee was clear, honest. Referee was the good person. Referee was the person that nobody can bribe him. That was the statement of Mufassil the mentals. But what football match was not the 80 minutes. Football match was the 90 minutes. And now, well, we are talking about the last 10 minutes. At the last 10 minutes, here we can see Argentina scored 3 goals in 10 minutes. When Argentina can score 3 goals in 10 minutes, that is the when Argentina conducts the super comeback in the round of 16 match against Egypt. Now, what is the points? Here we could see, accordance with Mufassil the mentals, referee is cheater, referee is corrupt. Well, referee condones partialities. Well, that is the statement of Mufassil the mentals. And now we can see these points. But when in first 80 minutes, Egypt's offside goal, Egypt's 2 offsides considered as 2 goals, and Argentina's 3 goals was considered as 3 offsides in first 80 minutes. Well, that was not concerned in the perception of the Mufassil the mentals. And now, that is the significant dangerous moments. The Mufassil the mentals contains the partial eyes in this tense. Okay. Now here we can see this points why she is not containing the statement against Morocco, or why she did not contest the statements against France. Oh my Adonai, I did not watch her channels. Okay, now let's check at the points. Well, why Mufassil the mental support a Muslim country in FIFA World Cups? Well, now we can say this points. As a Muslim, I I can support a Christian country in FIFA World Cup just because of the performance and just because of the skill, just because of the science, and just because of the sports educations. Well, I can support a Christian country when I am a Muslim. But when I am a Muslim and I know the sports education, I know the sports science, and I know here what is skill and I know what is the merits, I cannot support any Muslim country as a Muslim women. What is the cause? Here is the cause is that here Muslim countries contains no skill, Muslim countries contains no talent to win the football match. Well, Muslim countries contains no football science, and Muslim countries contains no sports educations. Okay. Now in this moment, when Muslim countries contains no football sports educations, here we can see these points. Why we would support Muslim countries? That is my question. Okay. But what about the Mufassil, the mentors? Well, she supports Muslim countries because she is a Muslim. Well, that is the joke of the years. That is the joke of 21st centuries. Because if you are Christian, because you can support Christians. If you are Jewish, you can support Jewish. But if you are Muslims, you cannot support Muslim in the base of the skill, science, and education. And now, particularly when science is sports science and education is sports education. Okay. Now we can see this points. Well, Egypt scored 2 goals in 80 minutes. That is fair for Mufassil the mentors. Argentina could score 3 goals in 10 minutes. That is the symbol of the referee partiality and corruptions accordance with Mufassil the mentors. What's the reason and the points? Okay, I don't know what is the points. Okay, I think I am back in I am back in the match when the commentaries. It has been 55 minutes. I mean here second times I don't know. Okay, now let's take it the moments. In that case, what is 90 subtract by 55? In that case, 90 subtract by 55 is here 35. Okay. Now let's check at the points. In the entire match of 55 minutes, now we are watching how Argentina with their potentialities is. We could see these moments. Okay. Now first of all, here we can see these points. Well, now let's check at the moments at the points. Some things. Here we are going to see the significant moments. Well, 56 multiplied by 60. Well, that can be divided by that can be multiplied by what? 10 to the power 7. And now that can be divided by 4. Now let's check this. What is the potentialities? We can see those points. Okay. Now we could see at the moments that in this case, yes, Argentine footballers contains potentiality to score 9 billions in 56 minutes. And in this case, Argentina contains the potentiality to score 95, 9 balance goals. Here, what would be the score accordance with the potentiality of Argentina? Well, accordance with the potentiality of Argentina, here we could see the score would be here 9 billion is to 0 goals. Okay. 9 billion is to nil goals. Okay. Now we can see this points, but now what is reality? Here we can see the first 9 minutes, the score was 0 is to 0 between Argentina versus Switzerland. So in first 10 minutes, Alistair McAllister scored 1 goals, and now in 56 minutes, here we could see the here score is Argentina 1, Switzerland 0. That means Argentina was her potentiality of here 899. Well, what is going on? Okay. Now it is 899 millions, 999,999, where 900 millions is to 0 goals. Argentina 900, well, 0, Switzerland 0. And that was the significant moments. Well, I think here is some mistaken persons, as we could see the points. Well, yes. Okay. Now it was the 6. Here I have mistakes at the moments. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Its calculation. Now it is the 59 as a figure 60. Okay. In the 60 minutes, here we could see Argentina contains the potentiality of 9 billion goals, where hence that what is the potential score for according to the perception of Argentina? For according to the potentiality of Argentina, score would be Argentina 9 billion, well, Switzerland 0. But unfortunately, here Argentine footballer waste, well, 8 billions, 999,999 goals as of the potentialities. And now that is the significant moments. It is the dangerous points that can be concerns about the Argentine football teams. Okay. Now it is the futures after the retirement of whom? The retirement of Lionel Messi. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. What would be the points about the what is Switzerland's what is Swiss footballer potentialities is remains. Okay. Now we can say those points in 30 minutes. Let's check at the points. What is here 9 divided by 2, that is this 4.5. In here we can see in last 30 minutes Swiss footballer remains potentiality to score 4.5 billion goals. And now let's check at the moments. In the cases, accordance with the potentiality of Switzerland, the here score would be Switzerland 9. I forgot. Accordance with the potentiality of Switzerland, score would be Switzerland 4.5 billion, Argentina 1. And now we can see those points. When accordance with Switzerland potentiality, when the score would be 4.5 billion, Switzerland 4.5 billion, Argentina 1. Here we can see Argentina would be stuck in quarterfinal and Switzerland can be in semi-finals. But And who is the opponent of Switzerland in the semi-final? That would be England. Okay, but what if here Switzerland could not show their potentiality and here Argentina remains here one goals and here then the score would be Argentina 1 and Switzerland 0 in the complete match. And in this cases, here we could see notify Argentina would be in semi-final where the match would be semi-final match would be between Argentina versus England. Okay. Now here we can see the spots. Now, what is the remaining points? In this points to be noticed, here both of Argentina and Switzerland, both of them are wasting their potentiality in first 60 minutes. Well, now in this cases, in first 60 minutes, Argentina wastes the potentiality of 8 billion, 999,999 goals in first 60 minutes. But Swiss footballer waste the potentiality of 9 billion goals. And now here we can see what's going in football match. Well, here is just the competition of the wasting potentiality goals. And in this match, the competition in the competition of wasting potentiality between Argentina versus Switzerland, here the match was in the points that which country would waste their potentiality less, they can be in semi-final, and which country wastes potentiality more, they would start in quarterfinals. And now we can see the points in first 60 minutes. Here we can see Argentina score is Argentina 1, Switzerland 0. That means Switzerland contains, well, Switzerland is wasting more potentiality than Argentine footballers. And now that is the moment. Here is the significant times. Okay. And now it's about the first 30 minutes. Okay. But what about the last? It is all about the first 60 minutes. What about the last 30 minutes? Here we can see the points. In the last 30 minutes, here both of them are still remains the potentiality to score the here 4.5 billion goals. And now that is their significant terms as that would be the considered as the greatest points. Okay. Now let's check it. How much time has been wasting? Here we can watch it. Well. It is almost 66 minutes time has been wasting. And we can see this points, 66 minutes time has been passed. And now, what is the remaining timings? That is almost 24 score. Okay. 24 minutes. Now, what is the 24 minutes remains the potentiality of goals? That is the significant points. Okay, now here we can see 24 multiplied by 60. Well, that can be here multiplied by 10 to the power 7. That can be multiplied by what? That can be multiplied by 4. Okay. Now we can see these points. Oh my god. Oh my god. that can be divided by 16. Then what is the going on? In that cases, in 24 minutes, both of Argentina and Switzerland can contains the potentiality to score here 3.6 billion goals. Okay, and now we can see the points. Well, and now what is going on? And in this cases, here we could see, well, when Argentines remains the one goal in the last 24 minutes, even if Argentina could not score any goals in last 24 minutes, in the complete 90 minutes, Argentina remains, well, one goals. Argentine remains here one goals. But now let's take the moments. Well, in this times, in 68 minutes here we could see Switzerland score one goals. And who is goal scorers? And that is here Dan Endoy. Well, now you can see it is see. Wow, nice. What an answer, man. Okay. Now we can see these points. Now we could see that is the what a beautiful goals as we can see. And in this cases, in 24 goals here, Argentina could score here 3.6 billion goals, and I will guess in 24 goals. Well, I'll take the breath. If 24 minutes, Switzerland scored 3.6 billion goals, where Argentina remains no goals. Here the score would be Switzerland 3.6 billion goals, Argentina 1 goals. And that is the significant moments in that cases. Well, and here we can see what if they would waste here they would waste the potentiality of 3 billions 599 millions 999,999 goals of potentiality, and in 24 minutes, and Argentina could remains no goals in last 24 minutes. Here score would be Argentina 1, Switzerland 1, and in the stands, well, that would goes to the tiebreakers. And here is the potentialities that here in tiebreakers have Switzerland's strikers is good in the tiebreakers. And now let's take at the moments, and here is the points to be noticed. Okay, now we can see the in last 24 minutes here Switzerland start to score the goals. Okay, now we can see these points, what's going on. And Swiss footballer Endoy scored 1 goal in 67 minutes. And now let's get the points about the Mufassil the mentals. Well, what is Mufassil mentals mindset? According with the mindset of the Mufassil the mentals, here we could see the one patterns. What is the one patterns? Well, in first 80 minutes, well, Egypt scored 2 goals. Referee was honest according with Mufassil the mentals. But last 10 minutes, Argentina scored 3 goals. Egypt, according with Mufassil the mentals, referee is cheater, referee is corrupt, and whatever. And now, that is the points to be noticed. And now, but what is my mindset? And you can see this points according with my mindset. Here I can show you at the significant terms. Okay. Now here is according the topics about 72 minutes has been passed. Well, was what is going on? That is almost 18 minutes has been left. Okay. Now here you can see this points. Well, 18 minutes has been left at the points. That is the here significant moments. In that cases, here is the significant terms. Well, if Argentina could not go to semifinals, there would be no match that to be interested in South Asia. Because here we can see, well, France could not contest a significant fan match in South Asia, particularly in India. Well, I do not know about the next 10 years. But in this points, and who was in semi-final if Argentina could not be in semi-final? That is here Switzerland, England, here France and Spain. Then what will be the matters? Switzerland is weak country than England, and well, France is weak country than Spain is weak country than France. And what is the probable final match? In final match, there will be here France versus England, and repeatedly, England would be the runners-up and France would be the champions, 3 times world champions in 2026. But now we can see the points. What if Argentina could be here, could score the significant goals in, what if Argentina could score the 100 goals in the last 18 minutes? And in this cases, last 18 minutes, Argentina has containing goals, that is the significant points. And in this times, well, what would be the moments? In that cases, here Argentina and can be in semi-finals. And here what is the match? Here match is the semi-final schedule would be Argentina versus England, and here France versus Spain. Well, Spain is weaker than France. Well, if there is no accidents, and now France would be in finals, and now England is always weaker than Argentina. Well, and here we can see here would be the final match would be between France versus Argentina, and it is the 60% probability. Well, 40% probability is that France would be here 3 times world champion in 2026. But what about the Argentina? 60% probability, 60% probability would state that Argentina would be 4 times world champion in 2026. And now that is the significant points, and it is the significant justified moments at the points to be notified. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Well, what's going on? Here we can see. Well, Embolo contains almost red card in the minutes of 72. Okay. Now we can see this points, that is with the moments. Well. Where is Embolo? Well, yes, he is the strikers. Well, Embolo contests the red cards. Now we can see this the points. Well, there would be no answer. Who was the intermans? And in this case, as the points. Oh my Adonai! Here, what is the returns at the points? Argentina seek to explore their extra mans. but Nicolas Tagliafico runs too early in the half space, drawing the offside was 3 minutes from goals. Okay, 20 minutes from goals. Okay, now whereas the free kick? Free kick is going to Argentina. Now we can see the moments. Red Cus is Red Embolos. Yes, we can see those moments. And now let's check at the points about what is the offsides. Now, who was Nicolas Tagliafico? Probably Nicolas Tagliafico would be from Argentina. Uh, yes, Nicolas Tagliafico is from Argentina. But now he is the defenders. But now here we can see Nicolas Tagliafico is defenders. But when he started two goals, I do not know. Well, it is the significant momentums at the points, and now it's going to be an exciting match. Now here is the 78. Who is the substitution? Here substitution is Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. What's going? He is Argentine midfielders, and here is now what is remain the points. Okay, 20 19 subtract by 78 is, well, 20 subtract by 8, that is 12. Now it is the 12 minutes. Now here is the 12 minutes at the points. Well, in now what about in the previous times? Well, what about previous moments in this conduct we could see? Well, in the previous match of Argentina, here we could see that what's going on. In the previous moments here, Argentina is backward in 2-0 goal against Egypt. In the past, in 80 minutes, Egypt was leader of 2-0 goals against Argentina in the round of 16 match. And here we can see accordance with Mufassil the mentals. Well, each the referee was honest, referee was clean, referee contains no corruptions. But now here we can say the points. In last 10 minutes, Argentina scored 3 goals in 10 minutes against Egypt in round of 16. Here we can see the points. Referee is accordance with Mufassil fundamental. Referee is cheaters. Referee is corrupt and blah blah blah. And now let's check it. Today we could remain. The match would be 10 minutes. Now we can see the points. Well, what is the potentiality of the 10 minutes at the moment? Okay. Now let's check out the score of score potentialities at the moments. Here we can see this the times at some moments as we could notify. Okay. Now 10 multiplied by 60. Okay, that can be multiplied by what? Well, 10 to the power 7. Okay, that can be we could notify at the that can be divided by 4. Now it is remains about 1.5 billion goals in last 10 minutes. And here we can see this points. Well, what is momentums in last 10 minutes? Well, we can see in last 10 minutes both of Argentina and Switzerland contains the potentiality to score 1.5 billion goals, remain in 10 minutes. Well, we can see the points. If Argentina could not score any goals in last 10 minutes, and in last 10 minutes Switzerland could score 1.5 billion goals, and the score would be Switzerland 1.5 billion, Argentina 1. And now, in that cases, Switzerland would contest a match in semi-final against England, and here England would be the finalist is after almost 60 years later when they could reach in a semi-final in 1966 under the Queen of England, Elizabeth II. Okay, and now here we can see this points. Now it is the field of the United States of America. Well, here would be the probability that England would be finalists and runners-up in the foreign football World Cup. And now let's check at the moments. Now we can see that what's going on. But on the other hand, if Switzerland could score no goals in last 10 minutes and here Argentina could score 1.5 billion goals in last 10 minutes, here is the moments the score would be Argentina 1.5 billion, 1 goals, Switzerland's 1 goals, and here we can see the points. Argentina would be the in semi-final against England, and in this points the Argentina would be in final against France, and probably here we can see 40% chance of probability states Argentina would be runners-up, France would be third-time world champions. And 60% probability states Argentina would be fourth-time world champion, and France would be second-time runners-up. Because here France was first-time runners-up in 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. And now you can see the points. Now we can see even French footballers are waiting to see Argentina in finals, and that is the moment of at the points. Okay. Now we can see this moments. That is the great rivalries. Okay. Now here we can see these points. What's going on? Well, here would be the 85 minutes has been gone. We contest here last 5 minutes. That is in the last 5 minutes, and we contest that extra 5 minutes would be automatically added in the match. But in 10 minutes, if Argentina, if neither Argentina nor Switzerland could score any goals, here 30 minutes would be added in the match as an extra time. And in this point, now here is the moment. That is here contest match, and that is the exciting match at the moment. Okay. Now, well, let's check it. Who is the substitute? Well, now in this match at the points, the substitute is some unknowns. Well, now let's check it. Yes, so the new substitute players is Miro Mulhems. He is the defenders. Okay. Now it is the probability match and the points. And I think here we can see this points. Mufassil the mentals contains no capabilities to contains and knowledge about the football match. Now we can see this points when Egypt contains no skill about the football, Egypt contains no science in football, Egypt contains no education in football. Well, after the end of the football match, when Egyptian footballers statement is well Surah Fatiha, Surah Ikhlas, and or Surah Baqarah. Now here is the momentums at the points. What is the probability of the quarter final if the quarter final would be Egypt versus Switzerland? In that cases, Swiss footballers can make Egypt football team black and blue. Okay? And now let's take at the moment. It is the extremely fantastic moments. And here, well, in that point, so when quarter-final match between Egypt versus Switzerland contest, no excitement here. Everybody knows here Switzerland can defeat Egypt in 100-0 goals, if and only, even if both of them wasting their 100% potentiality. But now, what is in reality? In reality, the match is between Argentina versus Switzerland. And what's going on? In that cases, the match is between Argentina versus Switzerland. In 85 minutes, here we can see score is Argentina 1, Switzerland 1, and now in these cases, the one striker of Switzerland has been gotten as a red card. Well, now we can see the points when even if Switzerland can be in finals, if Switzerland can be in semi-finals, for then Switzerland can be defeated by England. And in these cases, we can say the points in the one match, the following Swiss striker would not be present in the semi-final match. And now, if Switzerland could defeat England in the semi-finals, well, there is 0.1% probability is that Switzerland would be in the finals. And what will be the notifiers? In those moments, here we can notify that Switzerland, the following, the red card Swiss striker cannot be present in semi-final and final match. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Well, but what about the Argentina football teams? In Argentina football teams, here there are no red cards, no yellow cards, and hence, well, all of striker would be present in where all of striker would be present in semi-finals. And here we can see these points. If and only if Argentina could be with the victory against Switzerland in quarterfinals, and these points here we can in both of semi-final and finals, here all of Argentine striker would be present. And now let's get the points. Here is the most exciting match between Argentina versus Switzerland. And now, well, what about the Mufassil Islam? Who is the country in the following quarter-final match that Argentina Mufassil Islam was support? Argentina or Switzerland? And in this cases, probably Argentina Mufassil the mental always support Switzerland. It is the 10%, 1% probabilities. But now 90% probabilities, here is the confusions. because well after England here when African country is not in semi-finals and here is one quarter-final rivals between West Latin America versus Europe, and in this cases was being the ones. Okay. Well, in this cases, here we can notify Switzerland, Mufassil the mentals neither support here Argentina nor support Switzerland because here we can see this. Okay, in this point, Mufassil the mentals support when Mufassil the mental could see here who was the Switzerland. Switzerland was the flag with the complete red cross. Well, and what is the point about the Argentina? Argentina is somehow the secular flag. But Argentina is a Christian country, but their flag contains their sun gods, pagan sun gods, but eco-pagan sun gods, and sun is the god in Hindu mythology as well. That means in these cases, Argentina flag is secular, but Switzerland flag is the complete Christians. And now, well, in this match, well, here England is not involved. Now, what is the moments? Mufassil the mentals support Argentina. When Mufassil hates Argentina because the match between Argentina versus Egypt in round 16. And what is the Mufassil? And on the other hand, Switzerland is a proper Christian countries, and now the both countries is hated by Mufassil the mentals. Okay, now let's check the points. It is the shot of targets here. Messi find the nice. Messi find Nico Gonzalez in the half space, but the attackers left footed strike from 15 meters, sailed height and well clear of the goals. Okay. Well, in this points, it is here 90 plus 4 minutes. I mean, 90 minutes down by 4 minutes it has been gone, but here the points to be noticed. It is the score is about 1:1, and now in the cases there is the points. Well, all of in the match between Argentina versus Switzerland, all of them are wasting their potentiality and chance. I do not know why, and here we can see this points. Well, what is injury? Okay. Here we can see here as an injuries is about Switzerland got injuries. Now I do not know if Argentina got injury or not. Well. Now we can see these points in these cases. Now here we can see referee is always against Argentina. Okay. Now let's check at the points. Now let's see the match statistics. Well, here we can see offsides. Argentina 3, well, Switzerland 2 offsides. And what about the goals? Argentina 1, Switzerland 1. But what was happening in the first round? What was happening in round 16? Well, in round 16, here was the points. Well, in 80 minutes, Egypt leads in 2-0 goals, and in that case, Egypt 0, Argentina 3. Now we can see these points at the moment. Now in these cases, referee accept Egypt's football team's 2 offside as a goals, and Well, declares Argentina's 3 goals as an offside in round 16. And now, what about the today's points? In that cases, what is today's moments? Switzerland's offside 2, Argentina offside 3. Now, if even we consider that every offside as in goals, now here you can see Argentine's goal would be 4, score would be Argentine 4, Switzerland 3. That is a significant contest. And here Switzerland play well as soon as possible. And here that is the significant terms as we could notify. Okay. Now here we can see this is the points that can be notifications. Well, at the moment. Okay, now it is my last 1 minute as a live streams, and here is my commentary without an extra trans. Okay, it's over, and now here we could see the Mufassil the mentals contains the significant potentialities to provide an aid against Argentina. And now, what is the moments? Now you can see the points. Well, now let's check at the moments. What is the momentums at the points? Now let's see. Let's check the Mufassil the mental statements. Do you know this year Argentine government policies is under new President Mills? Argentines the best friend is Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay. And here we can see Messi is the contains the best friend to be here, Benjamin Netanyahu. Wow, nice checks, and it is the moments. Well, now here we can see these points. Benjamin Netanyahu is the best friend of Argentina, and we can see those points. Without place Metropolis government and Bangladesh, every country's best friend is Israel. Well, the best friend of as a foreign countries, but England's best friend is Israel. I mean, native England's best friend is Israel. France's best friend is Israel. Germany's best friend is Israel. We know America's best friend is Israel. Well, Argentine best friend is Israel. Even China's best friend is Israel. Well, India's best friend is Israel, and Japan's best friend is Israel. Well, now we can see the points. Switzerland's best friend is Israel. All of civilized countries' best friend is Israel. Now we can see those points. Now here we can state the moments. When Argentine's best friend is Israel, well now Mufassil the mental policy is here weak South Asians contains no rights to support Argentina. That is the statements of whom? Well, that is the statements of here Mufassil the mentals. Okay. Now here we can see this is the points that can be notified at the moment. Well, and here we can see who is saver. Oh, who is goal saver? The goal saver is here Argentines. And now let's check at the moments. shot on goals. Argentine contest shot on goals 1 times and New Zealand contest so shot of goals at the 5 times. Or I would mention wrongs. And hence here I can check it. That is oh my god. Here we can see the points. It is Switzerland contest 5 shot on goals and Argentine contest 1 shot on goals. And now let's check it the moments at the points. Okay. Now let's check its moments. Well, Mufassil Islam the enemy of Israel. Okay. Now in 2024, when Mufassil Islam was against Sheikh, the Honorable Bangladeshi President Sheikh Hasina, we Bangladeshi were used to support Mufassil the mentals. And now, in that times, Mufassil was the great brothers of our Bangladeshi communities. And now, in this points, fallout of the Sheikh Hasina regimes in August 5, 2024. Now, what was happened in the moments? We got here 16 months from August to February. We got here Dr. Muhammad Yunus regime. And now, what is the Dr. Muhammad Yunus regime at the policies? In that cases, there is a significant momentum at the points. Here we could see, 1 kilo rice in Bangladesh cost is now 100 Bangladeshi rupees, where in the last day of Sheikh Hasina, it was 75 Bangladeshi rupees. Okay. Now in these cases, in 16 months, as a Bangladeshi women, I contents here no jobs accordance with my skill. When in the regime of Sheikh Hasina, I try contents one effort, but in the regime both of the Bangladeshi President and Prime Minister Tariq Zia and the Bangladeshi Chief Advisor Dr. Muhammad Yunus, I contest no jobs accordance with my skill, and that is just because of the propaganda of Mufassil the mentals against Sheikh Hasina. Now here is of the records is Sheikh Hasina's friend is Benjamin Netanyahu as an of the records. I don't know the one of the records is false or true, I do not know. Okay. And now here is the significant terms that is in significant dangerous moments. Here we can see. Mufassil Islam does not support Argentina just because the Argentina's new president's friend is Benjamin Netanyahu. Well, now here we can see the points. Now it is clear that here Mufassil Islam did not support England in the ethical reasons. Okay, and now we can see the points. What is she saying? She does not know at any cost, and that is the dangerous points to be noted first. Okay, now here you can see. Well. Now it is here extra time 1 minute has been gone. Okay. Now we can see the points here. We can see the moments. Extra times has been here. 30 minutes extra times has been okay. And in this points, in 30 minutes extra times, well, what is the potentialities of the moments? Well, in this potentialities, we can see Here, both of them have to score one against another. But here we can see the points. Well, if one, if at the end of the extra time, both of Argentina and Switzerland remain 1-1 goals, then there would be in tiebreakers, and here tiebreakers always goes to Switzerland. But now, here is the moments, here is the results. The Mufassil, the mentals cannot support Switzerland. What is the reason? The reason is that Switzerland's best ally is Israel, and Switzerland's best ally is Benjamin Netanyahu. Well, now we can see those points. That is the significant moments. Here is our points to be notified. Okay. And now, if Switzerland is in semi-finals, well, here several Argentine fans would be in the angry against Mufassil the mentals, because that is the Mufassil the mentals propagandas here against Sheikh Hasina that we the innocent Bangladeshi contents no jobs according with their skills. And in this case here, because of the propaganda of Mufassil Islam against Sheikh Hasina, now here in ICC T20 World Cup 2020 Cricket World Cup 2026, Bangladesh is out of the match features first round. Well, here in the first round, Bangladesh has been replaced by Scotland. Bangladesh contests no opportunity to play the match in ICC T20 World Cup 2026, just because of here Mufassil Islam's propaganda against Sheikh Hasina regimes. Now, when here we can see this points, when Sheikh Hasina was Prime Minister for 15 years, well, Bangladesh was the auto participants in ICC World Cup Cricket World Cups. In fact, here in 2015, Bangladesh was quarter finalist in the ICC One Day World Cup 2015. And well, in the ICC Champions Cup, Bangladesh was the semi-finalist in 2017. Okay. And now we can say this once that was the momentums. But now, when Mufassil the mental's propaganda has been successful against Sheikh Hasina regime, now Bangladesh is completely eliminated from the cricket world of ICC, International Cricket Council. And now here we can see the points. Probably the next One Day World Cups of ICC Cricket World Cups 2027 would be without Bangladesh, and here Bangladesh could not play in International Cricket Council One Day World Cup 2026. And now, well, here is the moments, other points. What is the second propaganda of Mufassil the mental, that is against the United States election 2026. Now, what is the momentums and the points? And in that cases, well, the second propaganda is in 2024, when the propaganda of Mufassil the mentals is here, she supports Kamala Harris to be United States President in 2024. Now, irony is states that Mufassil the Mentals was against Sheikh Hasina regime because Sheikh Hasina was women to be Prime Minister of Bangladesh. But in the same calendars, the same Mufassil the Mentals was supporting Kamala Harris, and she wishing that Kamala Harris would become the President of United States of America. Now that is here propaganda of Mufassil the Mentals. Now we can see this. What about the Operation Sindhurs? We can in 2025 Operation Sindhur Mufassil Islam propaganda is here. Well, the significant propaganda. Well, Mufassil Islam propaganda is dangerous. Now let's check the propaganda. Mufassil Islam states that here she supports Pakistan because India was trying to remain Sheikh Hasina as a Prime Minister of Bangladesh. That is the complaint of Mufassil the Mentals. But now Mufassil the Mentals forgets that she supports Kamala Harris as the anti-national woman to be President of United States of America. Now that is the significant points. Well, in year June 2025 or December 2025, Mufassil the Mentals supports Keir Starmer's government of England because Keir Starmer's government of England is pro-Palestine. Now let's see what happens. Now in England, here we can see there is a once London city, the almost 71% of the London city contains the nameplate of the Bengali language. Well, now what is the word tables? Well, and here we can see there is no British in the 70% of the London of the capital city of England. That is the dangerous security threats. Why? But still, why Mufassil the Mentals support the anti-national Keir Starmer government? Because Keir Starmer government is pro-Palestine. And now, here is the moments. That is the dangerous points that Mufassil the Mentals support. Mufassil the Mentals contest the Palestinian propaganda. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Well. Now here we can see. Now we can see the points. Well. Now let's check it. Well, here. Now from 2026. Well. My favorite country of the FIFA World Cup is still England, but the favorite country I wish to be world champion is Argentina. Okay? Now see, and here's what? What's going on? You man. I'm trying to end the moments. Allah. Allah.